Hello everyone, glad you can make it. My name is Anna Astashkina and welcome to today's demo. And I'm going to show you how to make this rough stone fondant texture. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer all the questions by the end of the demo. And I'll try to look up for the comments, but I might be busy. So let's begin. Okay, hope you can see me and hear me. If you do not able to see me or hear me, just let me know, because I'm still trying to learn how to do all this Facebook thing. So this board was one of the boards I used for one of my cakes for the cake show in Atlanta last year, and I got a lot of questions how to do this texture. As you can see, it's just like 3D and it's so thick and interesting. I'm going to use for this, to work with this texture, satin ice fondant in white. I have gold because I wanted to do it in white, gold and brown combination, and I'm going to use just a small board just for the demonstration purposes. So this is a board from Cake Board Savare, but you can use this same method on a cake or on any cake boards, or you can use just like cardboard board, doesn't matter. So that is going to be my base. I'm going to use some piping gel, but you can use Crisco or any other, even water if you're using cardboard board. But for these boards Savare, I found that it's much easier to use piping gel or something thicker to attach your fondant. And just a little bit on the corners. Okay. Okay, so my board is ready. I'll put it on the side. As you can see, just a little bit of piping gel, just to make sure the fondant will stick. And to make this texture, I'm going to use a little bit of gold fondant and white. So I have just regular white satin ice fondant that's been sitting out of the bucket, of this bucket, on my table for about 2 hours. So now it's still pliable, but as you can see, it's already started to drying out. So that's the perfect consistency, when it's crunchy on the outside but still soft and pliable on the inside. And I did the same with my gold fondant. It's been sitting just in an open bag, so it's a little bit crunchy. And the same with brown, but brown I left it out for a little bit longer because I wanted brown to be a little bit drier compared to other medium I have. So to put it together, just as you do in regular marble fondant and marble texture, just mix it together. And then we are starting to twist and turn. And you'll see the texture is coming from within. And you can move it around, you can play the way you want it to. I definitely want a little bit more gold fondant, but I know that I want to add more pink and a little bit drier brown. For this I have a mixture. This is just regular fondant that's been sitting out for quite some time, and then I put it in my blender and just made it in a crumble, like a cookie crumble. So that's what I'm going to do to mix together. And again, just pull and turn and look for the texture where you like it, and for the color mixture and how you want it to be, if you want it to be less mixed or more mixed. And these parts are the best one, because here's like the several layers of fondant mixed in together. And I wanted these parts and little tiny pieces to be on top, so I'll just place it on top. So I think I like it like this. It is a little bit bright, but that's what I wanted to do for my board. Next step, to make it even more interesting and to even more looking like a stone or concrete texture, I will add a little bit of sugar, but this is just sanding sugar. So this is just your regular sanding sugar. It's a little bit coarser than just sugar you use for your tea or coffee, but if you're into cake decorating, you know that's coarse sanding sugar and how it looks. And also I have this thing called edible glitter flakes, which looks like fish food, just a little bit all over, any place you want. And now it's time to roll it out. Just press everything together. If you need to use corn flour, feel free to use it. I have high humidity today, so I don't need to use any corn flour, cornstarch or Crisco. I'm just rolling it out. And you can see, because of the those flakes, we added the edible glitter flakes, it is shiny, but it's not so bright, so it looks like a stone. And I definitely love the combination of this gold and brown. I rolled out mine to relatively thin, because it's just for a board, but for the cake, roll it out to the consistency you're comfortable with working. Usually fondant depends on the humidity or like my conditions, but usually satin ice is easy to roll out relatively thin. And in my experience, for satin ice, the thinner you roll it out, the better and easiest to work with. So I like quite a few of these pieces, and I hope you can see the sparkle that's from the these glitter flakes. And I wanted to add a little bit more of this coarse texture pieces, so I'm just going to follow some of this design that's been created. Like, let's imagine that nature made it, and roll it in a little bit. What I like to do next to make it more dimensional is I using a stiff brush, and I'm just picking some of the small pieces from the fondant to leave just indentation, but not the fondant or sugar pieces. I think I like it like this. So I have my board here, and my board is covered in piping gel. So what I needed to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in pieces, and same as you're working and putting this texture on a cake, you can work it in pieces and just assemble and use the parts you like for your cake. Okay, I love this part. And I wanted to use this part, which is much brighter and have more dimension. So to put it together, I usually start from a corner, just press it, and then I'm not using any sharp material, like I'm not using a knife, I'm just using my fingers and trying to put it together, like to merge it together, and pull with my fingers where the fondant overlaps. You can create almost seamless texture. Now I need to cut the rest. And I need to fill in this small piece. So what I'm going to use is this part, because I like all the flakes and shininess. And I'm going to place it here and just smoosh it together. So if you're not comfortable working with fondant, like covering the whole cake in fondant, this technique is easy and nice because you just need to work with a small piece and assemble and put it together. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see that there is almost no seams and it is shiny. And it does look like a stone. And next step, if I want to, and these pieces I keep because for the next time I will use these pieces as a base for my fondant mixture when I'm going to marble, and probably I'll add more white fondant and just mix this with white. Or maybe with gold, and I'll keep it in a bag, but not tightly covered, just covered to keep it from drying out. And next step, what I'm going to do is to decorate and make it nicer. I'll use a little bit of piping gel and put it in the places where it's deeper. Just a little bit. And then I will add my sparkling sugar. Sparkling sugar will stick to piping gel and stay in those grooves. So it looks like mineral deposits, and it looks like it's meant to be there. And if you want to add some texture and make it like interesting, what I usually use is a piece of foil and a toothpick. And toothpick is just to make small indentations around interesting parts, not like all over, but in some places, to add some visual interest. And foil, this is just regular foil, and with all this ridges, I just press it down. Especially around my seams and where I use several layers of fondant to make it look smooth. And now you have it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to look it up for them. And I need to take my glove off. And let me know what else you would like to learn, and if you have any questions or how to do any other techniques, I would happy to help and explain, and you know how to find me.